My name is Angela Coulomb. I'm a mother, a wife, I'm a photographer, and I was diagnosed with Lyme disease in August of 2007. I had run a race, and after the race I started to experience the first symptoms of Lyme disease, although at the time I didn't know that it was Lyme disease. I had a very swollen right knee, and over time I started to develop joint aches, I started to develop muscle aches, a sensitivity to light, I was nauseous, I had migraines, and I had flu-like symptoms and severe fatigue. But as time went on, and the symptoms didn't abate or go away, and they kept getting worse despite everything I was trying to do to mitigate them, I realized something serious was happening to me. And one morning, I woke up with what seemed like a burning sensation on my upper right arm. And I thought, what on top of everything else is this? And when I looked, I saw this bullseye ring on my upper arm. And my mother, who was helping out with the children in the morning, looked at it and she said, I think you have Lyme disease. I really think you ought to go see your primary care physician straight away. I made an appointment with my primary care physician, who also concurred with what my mother had said, but wanted the diagnoses to be conclusive, so she sent me to an infectious disease doctor. The infectious disease doctor said, you know, bullseyes are only associated with one and one only disease, it's Lyme disease. And he also said to me that after 3 weeks of doxycycline, I'd be fine. And I couldn't wait to feel fine again. I'd been feeling so sick for about 3 months that the idea of feeling well again was just, you know, I think I even said to him, hallelujah, I felt that terrible. However, after 3 weeks on doxycycline, I was suffering even more than I'd been prior to it. After that, I could no longer turn my head from side to side. I couldn't lift my arms up over my head. If I tried to hold my arms in this position for more than 5 minutes, they would go completely numb and I'd have no sensation in them. I couldn't lift my legs to climb the stairs. Getting in and out of bed unassisted without my husband was impossible. And I couldn't understand why it was that I was more ill after treatment than I'd been before treatment. So I phoned the infectious disease doctor back, and he, over the phone, said to me, we all have aches and pains, and what you're suffering from has nothing to do with Lyme disease, it's just old age and arthritis. And that was it. He never had me back in for re-examination, he never did any further blood tests, he never did anything else, and I felt like I was left high and dry.
She stopped coming to Taekwondo, which is very physical, and then she stopped running, and she mentioned that she was in a lot of pain. And one day, our friend Nancy joined us for lunch in the Old Port, and this is when I really noticed that Angela wasn't even able to hug us, and she was shuffling along like a little old lady, which is completely out of character for her.
I was actually pretty shocked to see her in a state that she was in.
I think when it really hit me how ill she had been, not only physically, but cognitively, how the disease has affected her, was when she told me a couple of things. That she was fearful of being alone with her children because she wasn't convinced that she wouldn't do something to injure them, because at one point she was driving, completely didn't know where she was.
In the course of 3 months, I'd watched it. I'd gone from being able to run a 10K to not even be able to get up off a couch or to dress myself unassisted or to get in and out of bed without the help of my husband, and it was very, very frightening.
If she was not feeling well on a certain treatment that was provided her, she had the wherewithal and the knowledge to say to whoever was treating her, this isn't working, or no, I'm not done, I need something else, or things like that. We always tend to put our health in the hands of our doctors, but our doctors aren't living with us every day.
By coincidences too long to go into, a name was given to me, and I made an appointment with this doctor and started seeing this doctor. And this doctor said to me, yes, you still have Lyme disease, you also have co-infections with Babesia and Bartonella, and I will treat you and you will get better. And that started my journey towards recovery. I got to the point where I was 85% better, and I really wanted to try to revisit the person I was prior to Lyme to see if there was still part of me left. And I decided what I really wanted to do was I wanted to try to run again. And so this became my goal, this became my mission. But I just listened to my body, what my body was telling me, and I had some great training partners who were with me every long run. They never let me down. And together, they got me to race day, where I've never experienced such a feeling of euphoria and pure joy as when I crossed the finish line. I'm sorry. Of the New York City Marathon, because I couldn't believe that 3 years prior I was having so much trouble even walking, let alone running. And just that feeling of having done it, not only for myself, but for everybody else there who had Lyme disease, who was struggling and needed hope and needed an answer, needed someone to be there for them and to help advocate. It was just such an amazing feeling. I thought, I have to do this again now, and I want to do this again. And what's my next challenge? Most people, when they get a Lyme diagnosis, they don't know what to do next. And sometimes their primary care physician doesn't know what to do, or the community doesn't have a doctor that understands Lyme and knows how to treat them. And it's really difficult to try to help someone when you know that they do need a Lyme literate doctor to help treat them and in order to get better. So iLads is an organization that have a program called Physicians in Training. And what that program does is it educates up-and-coming physicians about Lyme disease, about the symptoms, about what to look for, and models of being able to treat it in order to help people get better and recover from the disease. Running saved my life, and it's now my passion, and I'm so happy to be able to have run 4 of the 5 world major marathons. Berlin is the last one that I'll be doing, and with this marathon I want to raise money for iLads, Physician in Training program, to help train physicians and help treat those who have the disease.